Heavy rains have suddenly hit San Antonio, creating dangerous and deadly road conditions. On Thursday morning, June 12th, the San Antonio Fire Department reported 2 people dead and 2 others still missing as dozens of flood rescue calls flooded the emergency line, beginning at 5 a.m. In total, emergency responders were able to rescue 10 people from submerged cars, but 4 of those drivers or passengers were taken to local hospitals for injuries. As of 5 a.m., SCFD Public Information Officer Joe Arrington told MySA that high water rescue calls began flooding the emergency line for help near Northeast Loop, 410, and Perrin Bytel on San Antonio's northeast side. By 8 a.m., firefighters had received more than 65 high water rescue calls. A look at SAF's active calls and rescues continues to grow. A drive along major San Antonio thoroughfares, such as Broadway, shows the remnants of the severe storm. Side streets were closed after large rocks and tree limbs were swept into the roadway. Vehicles were idling on the underpasses of the highway connecting the north side to I-10, where water had collected. SCFD wasn't the only one dealing with high water rescues. 3 lightning strike calls, 8 high water investigation reports, 1 boat rescue order, 8 water evacuation calls for transformer fires, 1 rollover report, and 22 major motor vehicle accident calls had reached firefighters' desks by Thursday morning. The powerful storm also left thousands without power. The National Weather Service reported more than 1.6 inches of rain had fallen in San Antonio this morning, causing flash flooding around the city. With rain expected throughout the day, a flash flood warning will remain in effect for the San Antonio area until 7 p.m. Thursday night. A flash flood warning, which is more severe, is in effect for San Antonio until 9:30 a.m. With 3 to 8 inches of heavy rain falling in northeast Medina County and western Behar County, expect significant rises along the Medina River and Leon Creek, the National Weather Service warned. Turn around. Don't drown when driving through flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. A road closure map from the San Antonio Department of Public Works shows more than 3 dozen road closures due to standing water on roads. Most are north of downtown, and even more concentrated in areas north of Loop 410, from Leon Valley on the northwest side to near Live Oak and Universal City on the northwest side. Numerous roads and highways in San Antonio are closed after the city experienced record-breaking rainfall early Thursday, June 12th. Several highways reported high water levels on roads, resulting in some closures including I-35 at the Loop 410 exit. The Texas Department of Transportation reported the northbound exit was completely closed due to flooding. Local reports indicated numerous vehicles across the city were stranded in floodwaters overnight, and the city confirmed that several water rescues were underway. Multiple cars were seen submerged or floating along Interstate 35. Flooding closed more than 2 dozen roads in San Antonio, and city officials urged residents not to attempt to drive through flooded roads. Across Behar County, the National Weather Service reported that 40 low-water crossings were closed along with several more crossings in Comal and Hays counties. Several inches of rain fell across parts of central and eastern Texas and will slowly shift eastward into parts of Louisiana and into Arkansas through the end of the week. The consequences of half a foot or more of rain in some communities could lead to dangerous flash flooding, as well as significant water levels in some rivers in the region.
Good evening, everybody.
Heavy rain will fall along the Interstate 10 and 20 corridors in the southern United States from New Mexico and Texas into Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas through midweek. In some cases, the heavy rain will be accompanied by severe and strong thunderstorms. Some of the most severe thunderstorms from the large complex will be concentrated across parts of Texas through Thursday night, with some areas potentially experiencing more than one severe storm with high winds, hail, and flash flooding in 24 hours. A storm that is forecast from northern Mexico will move across the Mid-South states through Friday, setting the stage for thunderstorms to erupt in the very humid environment created by the Gulf. This setup will release a large amount of moisture into the atmosphere in the form of heavy rain, with 1 to 3 inches of rain possible in a matter of hours. This alone could trigger flash flooding on city streets, turn dry rain into torrential downpours, and cause rapid rises in some river systems across the region from central Texas to central Arkansas, including southeastern Oklahoma and western Louisiana. Some heavy rain and possibly flash flooding is likely along and southeast of the I-35 corridor in Texas and southern Oklahoma, said AccuWeather senior storm warning meteorologist Eddie Walker. Some heavy rain is expected to hit the Houston area often enough to trigger localized flash flooding as well.
This is our hotel.
If heavy rains recur over a period of days, 8 to 12 inches of rain could fall in some areas, which could lead to more regional flooding. In the first 8 hours of Thursday, June 12th, inches of rain fell in San Antonio. That's about 6 times the average rainfall for the entire month. Some of the rivers in the region that will flood include the San Antonio, Neches, Trinity, Brazos, Angelina, and Sabine, as well as Bayou d'Orchid. Most of the areas that will see the heaviest rain are not in a drought, as heavy rains since early spring have replenished the soil moisture and more. There are a few areas, especially south and west of Austin, that are in severe drought, and the rain that doesn't cause flooding would be welcome. But even in parts of south-central Texas, too much rain could fall too quickly and cause dangerous flash flooding. In Texas, many droughts lead to flooding, said AccuWeather chief broadcast meteorologist Bernie Rayno. But in this case, flash flooding is not going to differentiate between areas that are in a drought and areas that are flooded. As Father's Day weekend approaches, the rainfall will become less frequent. However, there are still some areas that will get enough rain to cause flash flooding problems. Many rivers in the region will be cresting and may not crest until next week. This means, at the very least, some low-lying recreation areas may be inaccessible due to high water. Fast-moving water may be unsafe for boating and fishing. At least 3 people were killed Thursday morning after multiple vehicles crashed during heavy rain and flooding in San Antonio, Texas. 1 person was killed in the crash on Loop 410, and 2 others were killed in floodwaters, according to local reports. Witnesses said several vehicles were swept away and first responders were trying to find them. San Antonio has received more than 6 inches of rain since midnight, more than the average for June and July combined. Local reports indicated multiple vehicles across the city were stranded in floodwaters overnight, and the city confirmed that multiple water rescues were underway. Cars were seen submerged or floating along Interstate 35. Flooding closed more than 24 roads in San Antonio, and city officials urged residents not to attempt to drive through flooded roads. Across Bexar County, the National Weather Service reported that 40 low-water crossings were closed, along with several others in Comal and Hays counties.